Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another movie review. This time around, I'm going to be doing a review for Deepwater Horizon, and it stars Mark Wahlberg, Kurt Russell, John Malkovich, Gina Rodriguez, Dylan O'Brien, Kate Hudson, and Ethan Suplee. Before I begin though, 10-second spoiler warning as usual for those who have yet to actually watch this movie haven't already. Stop the video, go check it out, and come back here and watch the rest of this review. 10-second spoiler warning as usual, starting now. Okay, so 10 seconds are up, so for those who have yet to actually watch this movie and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me that I never gave you a fair one, because as usual, I did. So as usual, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then the rates. So basically, you have Mark Wahlberg, and he portrays Michael Mike Williams, and he's basically our protagonist through this event, and this is a true event movie about the Deepwater Horizon and how it basically exploded and the aftermath of it all. I actually found this to be a rather entertaining film, to be honest. It was one of those films that I didn't know if it was going to be Oscar caliber or not. It could have been Oscar caliber. At the same time, I could have seen it not be Oscar caliber. And after seeing this movie, I could see it being nominated for a few things. In the technical aspects, for sure. Best sound mixing and sound editing. It definitely could be nominated for that. I do see a few other awards there. Maybe John Malkovich being nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Possibly, in my opinion. But overall, it's just a really good film. It is well acted and well written as a whole, and I really did like it. And it's actually a bit more action-oriented than I had originally anticipated. Now, granted, this is, in a sense, a disaster film, so you do have to expect some kind of disaster elements and some kind of action elements by default. But I did find it to be a bit more action-oriented than I had originally anticipated, which I actually really thought worked to the advantage of this film. Because honestly, again, it was one of those movies I didn't really know how I was going to feel about it. It could have been really boring, in my opinion, or really good. And it turned out to be a rather entertaining film. The only thing I have kind of a problem with, and it's one of those things, I'm not sure if it's a positive or negative, in my opinion, because sometimes I see it as a positive, sometimes I see this as a negative, and that's the length of the film. The movie it's 107 minutes long, and I feel half of that movie is it's split into two parts. So the first 45 to 50 minutes of the movie is basically the setting up everything. You're setting up the story you want us to care for these characters. The setup I do think was great. I felt like the setup could have been cut down. I think this movie could have been about an hour and a half, maybe even an hour and 25 minutes. I don't think it should have been that long, in my opinion, at about an hour and 45 minutes. I don't really think it should have been that long, in my opinion. But overall, I still found it to be a rather enjoyable film. And just the aftermath afterwards, the real life aftermath we all know is the oil spill down in the Gulf of Mexico, which was obviously a tragedy, and we do see some of the elements of the aftermath opinion, but it was also surprising to learn that the BP executives weren't ever really charged with anything. They were basically let go with a slap on the wrist, which really sucks, to be honest. And well, I guess that's life. But yeah, hopefully he doesn't run BP anymore. The guy, Donald Virgin, and there's like two more executives, but John Malkovich's character is the standout out of the bad guys. So yeah, overall though, I found it to be a rather entertaining film as a whole. I really did like it. It is pretty good. It's just a thing that I don't really know how the length is. The length is one of those things I kind of flip-flop back and forth on whether I like the length of the film or not. But for the most part, I've said, these scenes could have been cut out, but it should have been shorter, but at the same time, I do think it is a rather good length for this. It's not the perfect length, but it's decent. It's a decent length, in my opinion. Yeah, overall, it's just a great movie, in my opinion. I really did like it. Great acting all around the board. Pretty good writing, a strong script, and I could see this getting nominated for best sound mixing and sound editing. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. And yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe, comment down below, like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.